everyone that's joining us. I'm going to do my usual bits and pieces.
Can you not apologise for that, please? Just get and do it.
I'll just get on with it, shall I? We'll be with you in a minute.
Is there anybody even there? Richard's just doing his usual sharing of the link, etc., etc. Hello, Michael. How are you? Nice to see you. Nice. Oh my goodness, that's a blast from the past. Michael Barrymore. Used to love watching his Strike It Lucky. Do you remember that? Hello, Dot. Hello, Rose. Hello, Sarah. Hi, Jen. Again. Nice bag of flour, by the way, on Facebook. Just a small bit of flour there you have. Hope everybody is well. Nice to see you all. We are getting in the theme of VE Day. We've dug out our red, white and blue decorations. So Beatrice and I are going to have fun decorating the house tomorrow ahead of Eva's 13th birthday. We're going to have probably fish and chips on the lawn. The excitement.
Eva's one of my daughters, by the way.
Hi, Jemima. Hi, Steve. Nice to see you. Hope everyone's been enjoying the sunshine today. It's been absolutely gorgeous out there, especially lunchtime. It was roasty toasty.
I think I'm here. I think I've done everything I need to do.
Just trying to make sure that everybody can find the link because it can be quite tricky to... Well, you guys manage it.
Yeah.
Some people manage it straight away and other people, like your dad, sorry, Pete, don't think he's here yet.
Who knows?
Have a lot of problems finding the link.
Now, just very quickly, it's a very personal thing, and that is Steve Stokes. He's joined us already. It's nice to see you. Nice decor. Thank you very much, Steve. I have a bone to pick with you. I was driving in Chippenham yesterday, I think it was, maybe the day before, I lose track. I waved frantically at you, and you looked very blankly at me.
First of all, can I say that is amazing that Richard actually noticed somebody outside of a dance venue. Well done, you. Pat on the back. Doesn't normally notice people. I'm normally going, Richard. It's Fred from Salisbury or...
Fred from Salisbury?
I don't know. I was making up a name. Richard's like, who?
Anyway.
So usually he doesn't notice anybody. That's quite a compliment. Whoops.
Oh, right.
Oops.
We've now got the scenario that Zoe's now playing with the laptop.
I just swiped everything away.
Put the laptop down.
I'm saying I'm looking to go down the list
That's
and see who's there.
And the second thing is that people have been asking about where I got my new fashionable hairstyle from. Would you like to update?
I don't know whether we should share the implement. First of all, what is this?
Apparently ladies will know. Some ladies.
I don't know. I don't think I would have known, even though it was mine. Richard is sporting a new haircut. A la Zoe, Salon Zoe Beauvoisin, Chez Beauvoisin.
As much as it pains me to say, she actually has done a reasonable job.
On. Yeah, look, it's not too bad. Look, all neat.
There you go. Anyway, Steve, don't worry about it.
Dawn, it's a beard trimmer.
Yeah, depends where the beard is.
For a lady's beard, maybe.
Right. Should we get on with this?
I was enjoying this conversation.
Welcome along. If you haven't seen before, by the way, this is pretty much half an hour. We answer some questions, we give some updates and that type of stuff initially, and we try and have a bit of fun and connect people again. We'd love as many comments as possible. If you have any questions that you want to ask, please do feel free to ask questions. We'll try and answer as much as we possibly can live. We have a number of questions that people have already sent in to us as well. So I
just have to say what this is, because lots of people are guessing. It's a lady trimmer for downstairs. Don't ask me why I had it, but it was from a long time ago. Anyway, it's got 5 settings and it does quite a good job because we didn't have hair clippers. So not only am I impressed that I did his hair without making it look completely random, I also did it with a lady trimmer. Don't even know what its official name is, but
let's not ask at this point, but there we go. Right, some updates for you. As always, don't forget Dance in Your Pants. Still new videos going on there every day. Go to srock.com for your daily update. Must mention that part.
Yeah, and to support the srock.com fund. Don't forget Dot's next baking challenge is going to be on Monday the 11th of May.
This Monday.
That's this Monday, my goodness. And we're doing lemon drizzle cake. So get your limoncello. How do you say
That's optional, that bit. That's the alcoholic bit.
Lemons and all that sort of thing at the ready. We've got our flour.
We have Lidl. Other bad supermarkets are available. Lidl had plenty of flour in Tro Vegas.
Tesco still don't have flour.
No, don't know why. But there we go. Indeed. So.
Thank you, Martin. I think it doesn't look bad considering I did it for the first time.
She kept saying that there seemed to be some gaps.
I was like,
and it was just where it was an extra dyed grey part. So yes,
it's grey hair. Hello, Lindsay.
It is lovely to see everybody coming on. By the way, it's really nice to see. So beer tunes, yeah. Moving on. Right. So yes, Monday night. 8 o'clock is going to be the next baking challenge. And in June, we are looking to do something quite special. We've got to sort some bits and pieces out, but save the date, June the 7th, I believe it is, which is a Sunday afternoon. Not giving any clues or anything. Okay, but we are looking to do something on June the 7th, just to let you know. So that's a Sunday afternoon. Next bit, the Ultimate Dance Track World Cup is finally over. Okay, and if you weren't aware of the winning track, this was the winning track. And that's enough of that before we get copyrighted. So yeah, our favourite lost in the semi-final, Free Falling by John Mayer, but never mind. So yeah, but Havana won, and it won, I have to say, every single time that it was in any round, it always had the most amount of votes. So it did win the most amount of votes all the way through. So yeah, I thought that was going to win, but there we go. So that was Havana. That's the one that won it.
So don't forget, we've got a couple of exciting events coming up online via Zoom for you. So we have, Richard's on the wine again. We have Lady Styling with myself.
And Follow Styling.
Yeah, sorry, I called it Lady Styling, but it's Follow Styling. And that's going to be part 2. You don't need to have done part 1 to be joining in with part 2. It's going to be slightly different. We focused on the shoulders and utilising them in your dance movement last time. I think you're going to go for hips and shoulders.
You can't see Zoe gyrating at the moment, but it's quite an interesting sight from where I'm sat anyway. And before Zoe complains about my red wine, that's a gin and tonic. That's not water. Just to let people know that she's goody two-shoes. She's not.
Pass me a tissue, it's dripping. I need to put a tissue under it. It's dripping everywhere. Thank you.
No problem at all. So yeah, that's on Monday the 18th of May.
Yes, that's a small detail I missed.
Small detail, 8:30. And and then on the following Monday, due to popular demand of 4 people so far, I'm doing a men/lead styling class. It'll follow the same principle of what Zoe's doing for the lady stroke follows. It'll be a 8:30 on the following Monday. If you want to book onto any of those, it costs £4 to do the session. We do it via Zoom, so we can all converse at the very end as well. You can turn your videos off if you feel embarrassed to do all the stuff in front of everybody else.
Not that anybody's got time to look, because they're too busy worrying about what they're doing for themselves.
Absolutely. If you do want to take part in any of those, if you reply to any of the emails that have been sent out about it, that's fine. If you want to send me a PM via Facebook, that's fine. If you have sent me a PM via Facebook this week, I am aware I haven't replied to you yet. I will reply. I have received all the messages. It's just been a crazy week. So
and also it's easier to do them all in one batch, sort of go through and make sure we've got everybody and put everyone on the list. So yeah. Just somebody asking, what is follow styling? It's basically anybody who follows in Jive styling that you can do with your arms, your body, etc. The same lead styling is typically male styling, follow styling typically lady styling. but anybody can do any part. We're not fussed.
No, absolutely not fussed. Last bit is our Patreon online stuff. Okay, so patreon.com. So each week we are recording a bunch of classes. There's loads of different tiers in which you can sign up to. And it's a real helpful way of keeping us going, if I'm honest, not only with teaching, but actually financially as well. And it means that I'll be able to get back to dancing full time as soon as I possibly can. So yeah, thank you to everybody that's signed up so far. There are lots of people that signed up. I've had a number of questions about it as well. Can you cancel very quickly? If you want to cancel, you can cancel straight away. It's entirely up to yourself. New videos coming out every single week. Even if you join now, you can actually see the past videos as well. So I don't think you have to join at the beginning of the month just to get, for the rest of that month. So you can also view the previous videos too. And I've been told that I need to do shout outs to our first 10 Patreons that we had. Okay, so we had, in no particular order, by the way. So we had Jem Williams, Julian and Troy Gale, Rose Hearn, Janice Baker, Mark Charles, Kerry Gwyther, I think it is. Gwyther, Kelvin White, Andrew Maloney, John Hunter, and Leslie Ode. So thank you to all of those. Bit of a shout out.
And everybody else who's done it as well. It's it's brilliant. Thank you for your support.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much. So so if you do want to join onto those, patreon.com/Richard and Zoe. Right, on to the important stuff then. It's the questions. It's very strange. We have questions from the public. Obviously, the government have now included that in their daily briefing of questions from the public. But there's many places that do questions from the public. The first one, as always, is our poll. Okay. Now, last week's poll didn't work very well because I did a number of polls and it kind of all went a bit pear-shaped. This one we made sure is one that both myself and Zoe fundamentally disagree with. Okay, and we need your
help deciding which one of us is right.
Absolutely. And I know that it's me.
Oh,
that's all I'm saying. So the poll is this week. Let's have a look. Hopefully it will come up on your screens very, very shortly. Okay.
You can read it out.
The poll is, should cushions be put on a bed during the day?
Now by cushions, Richard means the decorative type, not your pillows that you sleep with, but the decorative type that make the bed look pretty.
So you know the scenario that you get out of bed, you slept on a pillow, you make the bed. I'm all up for making the bed.
Make it look funny because you never do.
I'm always out first. It's down to you to make it. Okay, so it's that, and then make the bed. That's fine. But then what we do is the pillows that are shoved on the side of the room, we then put on top of the other pillows
to make it look pretty.
For nobody to go into all day.
And can I just say, you've only been first out of the bed since the pandemic.
Let's move on.
The other 11 years that we've been together, you've been out of the bed last, and you still don't make the bed.
Okay, so that's the thing, because nobody goes into the bedroom, and then when you get into the bed late at night, what do you have to do? You have to then take those pillows off and just shove them on the floor.
But I use one of them. So if we're sat in bed watching something or having a chitter-chatter, then I use a little pillow behind my neck for extra support and comfort.
We've got a 12-foot headboard. You can lay against that.
That's not comfortable.
It's not 12 foot, by the way. That's a slight exaggeration. But there you go. So that is this week's poll, okay? Hopefully I've clicked the button. Hopefully it will show at some point what the sort of results are. But we will make sure that you can see the results as we go through.
And yes, Patreon is for what? We say it's for people who have dance partners, but there are actually individual people who have taken the classes anyway, so that they can watch the videos and remind themselves of certain moves. So by watching it, they're keeping it kind of fresh in their memory. Also, we do go through quite a little bit of lady styling and stuff. So I'm also talking about arms and what the ladies are doing. So there is other instruction that you can watch. And we do a few speciality classes as well in there where we do things like spinning or hand shaping and that sort of thing in the advanced expert
something like
package.
That. Yes, the
one of the
package.
Packages. So Patreon isn't just for people with partners in the house, but it obviously is, if you want to practice the moves, then it is handy to have somebody around to do that with.
Yes.
Yeah, it's basically a class night plus extra bits.
Yeah, and you get the pleasure of some of mine and Zoe's banter.
And outtakes. We're going to put some outtakes on there. I think that'd be funny. If we can find somewhere I'm not too stroppy.
Not that Zoe is ever stroppy whatsoever. Talking of stroppiness, have you left them upstairs, have you?
What? What? Oh yeah, I've not brought them down.
You've not brought them down.
Not
So
wearing
a
them
couple
tonight.
of weeks ago, we had a long discussion about trying to find Zoe's tap shoes, and we have now found Zoe's tap shoes.
Tonight we located the tap shoes.
So we need to get some sort of demonstration at some point.
Now, Richard, I'm not agreeing with you, because you also agree with Richard that pillows are a total waste of time.
Thank you very much.
Is anybody voting? Have you allowed anyone to vote
I
on the
think
poll,
so.
or have you done that usual thing where we can't actually make a vote?
Yeah, people are voting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to show the results yet.
Oh, I bet is it a male-female thing, do you think? Is it like the ladies go, yeah, I'd like a little bit of decor, a bit of cushion. The men are like, oh, this is a pain in the backside. That's kind of how it works in our house.
We will find out.
We should have got people to state their gender when doing it, just to do a little experiment.
Right, let's move on. Now, my father posted this next question on Facebook.
I don't think he's here.
I think he is. Yeah, he's watching. He's watching Another Way. Yeah, he's watching.
Quiet.
Yeah.
Normally we've seen you. Evening, Nick, by the way.
Yes.
Jen, I've gone off you. How can you say no cushions?
Well done, Jen.
So
the question came up, and I did speak to him yesterday about it, and I tried to clarify what he actually meant by it. But he said, should men use moisturizer? That is the question. Hold on, Zoe's trying to do some typing on a Mac.
Carry on as you were.
It's never good to watch. So should men use moisturizer is the question. So I said, what do you mean on your hands, or do you mean your face, etc., or all over your body? Where do you want to put it? Sounds slightly weird. Okay, but yeah, the question, and the reason being that it came out is that there was one point when Dad came to our bath venue, and I had a dance with him. I put myself through 3.5 minutes that I'm never getting back, and actually I held on to his hands, and they felt genuinely like a baby's bottom. Okay, they were so soft. It was really, really bizarre. So yeah, slightly freaky as well. But there we go.
Done something to the messages.
What are you doing? Get off.
I've just made the messages disappear in responding to Dot.
Right. So you need to just let go of the stuff over there, okay? So yeah,
where's the Q&A?
I will try and work that out. You might need to talk while I'm faffing along with that. So you talk about men's moisturizer.
I really have no opinion about men's moisturizer. It just needs to come off you. I don't know what I've done, but
I don't know what you've done either.
I've hidden the questions.
You have.
There they are.
No, that's not it at all. Good. This is very professional, darling.
But it's got to be here, because I was trying to scroll down to the bottom, and then I've lost all the questions.
You have. I don't know where they've all gone.
Well, I was only over here, so just to let you know.
Oh, let's cancel that bit. This is going incredibly well, this little bit, isn't it?
I can see grey shaded. What's that for?
I don't know.
It's behind it, I think. That's what I was trying to say to you.
No, let's not do that button.
Anyway,
moving on.
Wear moisturizer if they have dry skin.
Well, should they have moisturizer on anyway?
They want to.
That then leads us almost onto the question of deodorant and all of that type of stuff. So
you carry on, because you're not doing any better than me.
I'm not doing any better than you at the moment. So yeah, everybody should wear moisturizer. Just don't click the end live video, darling.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I always wear moisturizer after my after shaving and all of that type of stuff. So yeah, I recommend you wear moisturizer. Right, we're going to move on to another question just while we try and sort out our little technical thing that is going on, which we're not quite sure why that's happened. What's the best venue
that you refer to it again 100 times, or do you just want to get on with it?
What's the best venue that you've danced at? Mrs. B, what's the best venue you've danced at?
I'm focusing on something else.
You're focusing on something else.
You carry on talking, darling.
Best venue, I think definitely the most obvious one is to dance when we've danced at Blackpool. So yeah, that is when you very first go into Blackpool. That is an amazing place to go to, and yeah, we were very fortunate back, I think in about 2010, that we did a cabaret ourselves, and we had the whole floor to ourselves as well. It's not the easiest floor to dance on. It's very, very quick as a floor. So and it's also very, very bouncy. If you actually look across the floor, you can see people actually bouncing up and down on it while you're dancing yourself, which is a very bizarre scenario. So So yeah, but Blackpool is definitely the most impressive venue that we've danced at throughout all of them. Do you agree, Mrs. B?
Yeah, I would say so.
Good.
I'm just going to look at the questions on here.
You look at the questions on there. We've
lost
lost the questions on there, so we'll go on to the next bit. Right. What is the first thing you notice about a person? Now, when I asked Zoe this question earlier on today, and she said, well, what's the first thing that you notice? And I'm going to mimic what Zoe did in regards to what she thought the first thing that I noticed. And she went like that. The jibbly jubblies was her thoughts. And I didn't disagree. But that's not necessarily the case. Of course, the first thing that I noticed in somebody is their eyes.
Bollocks. Yeah, right.
So what's the first thing that you noticed then?
I said their energy. Their personality, like, it's not a physical attribute for me.
That's fortunate.
I did marry you after all.
Cheers.
Just joking.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think for me it's more about an energy rather than a physical feature.
Okay.
But what does anyone else think?
Yeah. So what would everybody else say? What would be the first thing that they see or they notice about a person? So we'd love to open that up. Okay. Also, previous question as well. Please do feel free to answer. What's the best venue you have danced at, excluding Blackpool? Let's just lose Blackpool.
Oh, somebody said Bradford-on-Avon.
Oh, that's very
nice.
good.
Actually, one of my favourites, although it has got better, let me rewind, is Swindon because of the space that you have to move there. I mean, it's a sports hall, so that sort of setting isn't the best, but since it's had its refurb and everything, it is much better. But I think for me, venues, it's all about like the kind of space I've got to dance. So yeah, Swindon would be another favourite venue for my dancing.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we're talking about physical space, that is.
Yeah, I think probably my big pet hate is if I go to a venue and it's overcrowded and you can't actually dance and you do what's known as T-Rex dancing, very long legs and itty bitty arms. So that can be very, very difficult to have. But so yeah, I think Swindon's also very good for me. All of my venues, of course, are exceptionally good. Let's move on from there. Right, this is a question to you guys. Okay, so not a question for us, but a question to you guys. And that is, if you were to teach at a weekender again, any of the weekenders, okay, you never know, we could get ourselves back out on the scene at some point. What classes would you like us to teach?
We must be able to get this away. It's really annoying me now.
I know it's really annoying you,
because
but
I can't see the questions. That's why, and the answers. I don't know if they're coming up in real time.
That's as good as it is on there. So
it doesn't feel like it is because it doesn't feel like you're seeing movement now. I'm seeing nothing.
That's the watch party. Ignore that.
Okay.
That's a different thing entirely. So don't worry about it.
Was that the last post you reckon?
So Natasha, did you go ha ha ha? Is our question to you.
Is that the last post?
Is that the last post? We can't see. Let's move on.
Try and have another fiddle.
I can try and have another fiddle. So you can answer the question again then. So if you were to teach at a weekender again, what classes would you like to teach?
Well, we've just asked that. It's open to the public. I can't see any people saying anything.
I'll get you to answer that question because we'll do that one in a second then. Okay. While I have a fiddle.
Go on then, have a fiddle.
Okay, so you answer that.
So somebody's asked us, what is the difference between a good and bad dancer? So we were talking about this earlier, and I think it's really tricky because I think what is good to some people is not good to others. So, for example, when I've talked to other ladies and I've gone, oh, I really love that person to dance with because other people have gone, oh, yeah, but I prefer. So I think it's actually quite a personal thing. But for me, what makes a good dancer is primarily around musicality. So I really like somebody that connects to the music and, yeah, that we can have a play and a bit of a dance with. So what's your favourite thing about a dancer? What attracts you to go and ask someone to dance?
The ability to get our screen working again properly.
I don't think these are going live.
We'll work it out. We'll try and keep through. So what do I love about people? What's the difference between a good and a bad dancer? For me, it's how somebody challenges me would be the best thing. So as a male dancer or as a lead, you generally dance the same dance, or you can dance the same dance over and over again, and you kind of just end up not necessarily going through the motions, but you'll dance as much as you possibly can dance. What's really, really nice is when you have somebody that embellishes. We spoke about embellishing last week, and actually drives and challenges the lead, not necessarily taking over. I'm not on about sabotaging, because sometimes that can be irritating if you do it too much. But yeah, you're actually putting your own style into the dance is kind of the best things for me. And it doesn't really matter what ability you are. It's just as long as you're trying to dance to the music and put yourself into the dance.
Yeah, lots of people feel like they agree with musicality, and again, musicality to some people is different. The way that you would do it is different to someone else. So like we dance very musically together,
yeah,
but then I might go and have a dance with somebody who's maybe, I'm just picking somebody really random, but say Tim Stevens, who is totally street, and
like
my musicality might be slightly different to his musicality, so I might find that more challenging. Whereas sort of a more lyrical dancer, I might connect more with. So I think it is down to
in that statement. Are you stating that you don't connect with Tim Stevens then?
No, I was using it as merely an illustration. I find it more challenging, definitely, because it's not my comfort zone. But
yeah.
And someone else has said, oh, Leah, thank you, to challenge me in a fun, not critical way. So I think, yeah, if you can have fun with somebody and you have a bit of a laugh, and actually then you both dance your best, right?
Yeah.
I know some men think that if they've got flashy moves or loads of different moves, then that's going to make them a better dancer. I don't necessarily agree. I think you can have sort of regular kind of moves and actually just be a really nice, smooth musical dancer and actually not have loads and loads of different moves. So yeah, keep telling us what you think makes a good dancer.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And also, if you can, keep telling us what classes you would like us to do. Just kicked
me under the table.
Right.
Somebody's also said, why are our Union Jack flags upside down?
That's just the way they're hanging.
They're bunting, so they just kind of hang down, I guess.
Yeah.
We didn't make the bunting; it's shop bought.
But I
didn't colour all those in with Beatrice.
I did a red, white, and blue theme many years ago, and just happen to still have all the decorations. So there we go. Right, this is probably my favourite question that's ever been asked. Okay, so, and it's a 2-pointer question. So the first part is: at what age do men stop wearing jeans and start wearing trousers as their normality? Is there a cut-off point that all of a sudden you think, I'm too old for jeans and I now must wear slacks? And the second part of that question, and I don't know whether it's just because I spend a lot of time in my current job about the more mature of the population.
Old people.
At which point do you decide that it's okay to pull along one of those shopping trolley things, the tartan ones, and that it's perfectly fine to do it? Because as a 45-year-old person that I am at the moment, I don't know why I said person, I'm still a man, I probably wouldn't pull one, but there must be a cut-off point where you think to yourself, it's okay to pull that tartan trolley along now. So
there's a lady who walks up and down our road every day with one of those.
Is she of the more mature variety?
She definitely is.
Yeah, there we go. Leave it alone, woman.
It's annoying me.
I know it's annoying you. Right. So yeah, we'd love to again hear your feedback on all of that. So for those that are joining us, if you want to ask any questions, Zoe's going to keep looking at her phone because our screen's gone slightly skew with, and which is not putting my wife off at all.
It's annoying.
And yeah, we'd love to answer any of your questions that we have.
So some interesting things from people about what they look for. So Dawn saying that she looks for nice footwork.
Okay.
Checks out the feet first. And that somebody isn't too overly strong, because if it's going to hurt your shoulders. And then I like it if the musicality hits in, but actually nice dancers laugh when it goes wrong rather than giving me a lesson on the dance floor.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely. Claire says you're never too old to wear jeans. Slacks. Sarah says if you wear slacks, you're definitely old. What is slacks?
Well, slacks are kind of like, they're not suit trousers, chinos, but they're just.
Do you mean chinos?
No,
Sarah?
They're just old man trousers.
Slacks.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they are. Are they like Marks and Spencer's men's trousers?
That type of thing. And when you decide that you can then wear those rather than rather than genes.
Other key things that make a nice dancer. Mandy saying somebody doesn't try to rush through the music.
Okay.
That who really dances to the music.
Anything else?
Musicality is key. A few surprises in a dance. Sarah likes to be surprised.
Well, there you go.
And that's a nice phrase from Leah, to bounce off each other like a good conversation.
And do you know what? Dance is often described as a good conversation, isn't it? So that's a lovely way to say it.
And Dot often saying here about having fun. That's obviously key number one thing, is that everybody's having a laugh.
Absolutely.
Mark says tartan slacks are the way to go. Mark Winter. Hello, Mark, by the way. Do you have tartan slacks by any chance? Post us a picture if you do. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, we would like to see that. Blimey.
Leah likes slacks. So, Sarah, you and Leah are definitely not of the same opinion. Clean, tidy, casual 1940s look.
Anything else?
Mark says he rocks out a tartan shopping trolley.
Well, there we go.
Mark West.
Thank you for that, Mark. It's good to know you're taking this podcast very seriously indeed. Right.
Have you really got one, Mark? I rock out a tartan shopping trolley. I don't know if he has.
I don't know.
Can you send us a picture, Mark? The two Marks. I want a picture of tartan slacks and tartan shopping trolley.
Tartan slacks and tartan shopping trolleys.
In a pose, in situ.
After you finish watching this, of course.
Or during, whatever takes your fancy.
Right, next question then. Okay, and this one's to you first, Mrs. B. Okay, so the question is, for what in your life do you feel most grateful? And we're going to take out, and we're going to take out children, and you're very grateful for marrying me, of course.
Oh, good God, I'm glad we took that one away.
Well, you know.
Took my number one answer away there.
There you go. I like to be in the right place.
I'm grateful that I can dance.
Grateful you can dance.
Yeah, because I always say I was very thankful to my mum putting me to ballet when I was 3. And I think that has always stood me in good stead right the way through my life. When I was growing up, secondary school, I did all the school musicals and part of dance teams and dancing, and it gave me a real focus and a hobby. So, and at university again, I carried on with Latin and ballroom and teaching tap. So it's always stood me in good stead having my dancing. So I think, yeah, I'm grateful for that. And my health.
Yeah.
Touch wood.
Of course, health is
current pandemic situations.
Health is always important. Sure, I was thinking about this question earlier, and I've just entirely changed my answer. So, for what in my life do I feel most grateful? In a very strange way, I feel most grateful about, excluding children and health and all the, Zoe and all of the obvious answers. It's actually all the work experience that I've had in regards to all of the different jobs that I've had, from being in the RAF to helping run a business, to being a salesman for a number of years, to doing a variety of other bits and pieces, and obviously a dance teacher for a long, long time now. But they all kind of encompass into running my own business and giving me the skill sets to be able to do all of it. So yeah, if something goes wrong technically, I can sort it out. If I'm used to working very, very hard. I've got discipline from what I used to do. Part of the job obviously is selling, and so I've got all the experience, all of that type of stuff. Sorry, am I keeping you up, my dear?
Do you know what? We've been training Beatrice to not have a sleep nappy on at night, and she's been doing really well. She's had like 3 dry nights in a row, and then this morning we had an accident. So at 5 o'clock this morning she got us up, and then Richard's alarm went off for work at 5:45, and then Beatrice decided she was hungry, and so we basically haven't gone back to sleep since 5 o'clock, and I'm really tired. And
good.
Yeah, I was losing the will to live.
Good. I'll move on.
Cue for another question, or let's see what everybody else.
Yeah, please do. You get lost in that for a second, and I'll answer this next question, because this was one.
Oh, some nice ones though. I agree with Zoe. Thank you, Richard.
About what?
I'm getting to that point.
Oh, go on
Steady on, Eddie. About it sounds like a cliche, but dancing changed his life. Oh, that is nice. We hear that often.
Obviously, I love dancing. Don't get me wrong. It's what I've always loved doing since the age of 13.
And that's nice, Sarah. Grateful for the life I have so far, which makes me who I am.
Oh, very good.
Lovely.
Have we got any suggestions regarding workshops that people would like us to do?
No, I don't think so.
We'd still love to have some workshop ideas if you'd like us to go back into the teaching world on weekends and stuff.
Yeah, so Dawn has asked a question
Oh, well
about what is backleading, because I think it was Steve, so I've lost the question now.
Okay.
About one of his pet peeves is ladies backleading in classes.
Yeah.
Or followers backleading in a lesson.
Okay.
What's yours? And then Dawn says, what's backleading?
Okay, so backleading is obviously what you should have is there should be a tiny delay between the man leading. You really are yawning
Sorry,
away.
I'm so tired.
Between the man leading and the lady following, there's always going to be that, there should be that slight delay. And what that then means is that you have tension between you both. Okay, now if you are back leading yourselves, ladies, it means, imagine this is the lady's hand, but it's kind of the wrong way around. Okay, but imagine that if you are back leading, ladies, then your hand will actually come away from the man's hand. So when he tries to lead you, there isn't a lead to give. Okay, because you're already moving into the right place, and you may think you're being helpful, and that's actually not helpful.
Also thought it's where ladies try to steer the men.
Well, there is that
so
too.
It's not that you lose contact, but you actually try to take over the leading. Sometimes I back lead when a man is out of time, or if you've got a beginner. So like if a beginner doesn't know what they're doing, you can kind of almost
like in Octopus, for instance.
Yeah, help them a little bit. That's back leading.
Yeah.
But I guess that's really irritating for men who do know what they're doing.
Very.
So yeah, just thought we'd clear that up. That's an interesting question.
Yes. Other jargon that we can clear up.
And Dawn has sent you a bed cushion example to your messenger.
Has she? Okay.
Could you have a look at what that looks like, please? Because I'm just curious. Is this your own bed, Dawn, that you've sent, or just any old picture? Oh, and there's some other lovely, just nice things. So Dot's most grateful for good friends. That's lovely, Dot.
That is nice.
We're grateful to have you two and your amazing cooking skills.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my phone's doing other things at the moment, so I can't actually look at it. But I will look after the broadcast, which we need to wrap up in the not too distant future. Okay. So the next question I had, unless you've got anything else for me at this moment in time, that's okay. Good. Okay, the next question was one that was actually given to myself, and that is, we've heard you say before when we used to teach that dance stuff in halls, remember that, that the hardest thing to do in dancing is to stop dancing. What do you mean by this? It's kind of going back to the musicality a little bit. So when you are dancing, and it should feel nice and flowy and smooth and all of that type of stuff, but if the music stops, then you should stop with the music, because that's kind of what the music has told you to do. If you continue to flow through the music, then that doesn't quite work. So what are you after?
It's Dawn's bed. I want to see a picture of it.
You're going to have to wait for Dawn's bed, I'm afraid.
Dawn, message it to me.
Oh, for crying out loud. Hang on, let's just try on here.
Oh, there it is.
Right, there it is. We've now seen Dawn's bed.
We need to show everybody else.
Hold on.
Hang on.
Dawn, I hope you don't mind. There you go. There is Dawn's bed.
With cushions on it. Dawn, I'm liking the cushions.
Right.
We'll come back to the poll in a minute if you're just watching.
Yeah, remind me what the poll is.
Should you have decorative cushions on the bed or not? Place your vote now.
No is the answer.
Hello, Kate Conrath, by the way. Nice to see you. You're quiet on there.
Yeah.
Send us a message. Let us know you're watching.
I liked it's amazing the things that on Facebook that get lots of comments. So I won't say what Kate's comment was on her post, but it had, last time I looked, 75 different comments on it. So, so yeah, some things get lots of comments and other things not so much.
Oh, you kicked me again.
Well, I'm used to the thing being there. It's not there. Right, let's move on. So going back to when the music stops, you should stop. Okay, and it's really hard to all of a sudden just stop. Now when we say stop in dancing, you don't just freeze like musical statues, but you do stop and then start to go again. But even when you stop, there's still kind of like a miniature amount of movement. You kind of always have that feeling like you shouldn't ever completely, I am now a statue moment. But it's really incredibly difficult to do, because the reason being is, one, it's quite difficult to interrupt the flow. You've also got to get your partner to stop, but it does mean that you're listening to the music. And that is quite difficult to
But it's quite easy to keep beat, isn't it? And to keep a regular time. To stop and then pick up the beat again is quite an advanced technique. So like when you're a beginner, you don't tend to do that. You tend to plod through the dancing. Whereas when you get a little bit more experience, you can sort of play around with the music, and that is harder to do, not to just plow on straight through.
Yeah. Now, the last question, I think, was we're up to our 40-minute limit-ish. We like to stop at about 40 minutes. And this is one of my favourite questions. And that is, and I'm going to ask Mrs. B this question, how do you feel dancing at a family event or wedding? Now, I don't know if you mean kind of like jiggy dancing or partner dancing. Okay, so how do you feel on both occasions?
I'm happy totally dancing on my own. Partner dancing, I always feel really awkward because as soon as we start dancing, everybody else leaves the dance floor. I don't mean that to sound like big-headed, but we tend to have a look. We want to just have like a quiet dance in a corner somewhere, and then everybody just goes, "Oh, look at them." So I find it really cringe, and especially when we're on holiday as well, which is, "Oh, let's just have a little dance." I'm like, no, because everybody's going to watch us, and I just want to not be.
Because nobody watches us when we dance normally.
No, but that's different. I don't want to be noticed when I'm on holiday. I'm just chilling.
Yeah. But at a family event, so if you went to a wedding.
No, we did. Remember, we went to my uncle and auntie's wedding, and then we had one dance, and then everybody else left the dance floor.
Literally within like a minute of the record starting.
We really went to the back of the room and just had a little dance, like trying to be discreet. Like, and
it was like the parting of the waves. It just generally just moved further and further back. So yeah, people often say, "Oh, go and have a dance." I find it really difficult just to stand there for 3.5 hours.
I don't mind that. If I've had a little drink, I can dance with the girls.
Like you obviously have tonight.
No, just dancing. I've had like that much gin and tonic. But we've also got a workshop idea from Richard. Flowing moves.
Flowing moves, yeah.
Flowing moves. Or frame, i.e. how strong, rigid it needs to be.
Well, there you go.
Any other workshop ideas, get them into us.
Get them in very quickly. So we're going to wrap it up now. Genuinely, we love everybody watching, so I hope you enjoy it every Thursday night at 8:30. Normally gets about 1,000 views every week, so we hope you do enjoy it. We'll keep doing it as long as you want us to do it. You know, we're going to be in lockdown, or hopefully it might be slightly this weekend, but still not going to be social. We'll still be socially distanced for a while.
We did have a question from Greg that we haven't answered.
Oh, go on.
It's not a tricky one, but it's quite sort of sobering.
Go on.
And we'll end on the happy poll in a minute. Yeah. So this was, do you think that the pandemic is going to put Ciroc out of business?
Do I think this it's going to put Ciroc out of business? In a very strange way, you've got to remember that although Ciroc is a national company, it's also, I think, 49 individual small companies. The difficulty is going to come at the moment. I think most people are surviving due to it either being their second job or they've managed to sort something else out. I haven't heard of anybody kind of going tits up just yet. The issue is going to be is that our business isn't going to be allowed to start again properly until social distancing has stopped. And we don't know when that's going to be. That could be in 3 months' time. That could be in 6 months' time. That could be in 2 years' time.
I think it's likely to be when they have a vaccine, to be honest, is when people are going to feel comfortable.
So it could be this time next year. The difficulty comes, so for instance, I'm furloughed at the moment from my company, which means I get a very small amount of money from the government. That's only guaranteed until the end of June. So we don't know what's going to happen after that. So that's kind of, for the individual companies like that, we don't know whether they're going to be able to carry on after that. So yeah, we'll have to find out and see. Regarding Ciroc as a national company, no, I don't think so personally. I think it will carry on and we'll be okay.
They're meeting really, really regularly to come up with lots of ingenious ways to try and support the franchises, and also obviously everybody's local support to us. You know, we're working really hard on the Patreon stuff and on our workshops that we're going to put out there. So every little sort of donation that you can make to Patreon or to the Ciroc.com fund is going to help everybody out. So yeah, if you feel able to do that, that would be great.
Yeah, we understand everybody's in a difficult position at the moment.
Yeah, so if you can't, that's absolutely fine. There are some people who are not in such difficult positions. There are some people that are in really tricky spots. So that's the weird thing about this pandemic, is that everybody's reality is so different.
Yeah.
You know, some people are sat at home on full pay, doing absolutely nothing. They've got loads of time on their hands, and their financial situation hasn't varied. Other people have lost their jobs and income overnight and are really struggling to survive. So it's such a variable thing. So no one situation.
And lots of people, of course, have been homeschooling. And that is always the biggest challenge for everybody. So yeah, hopefully not is the answer to that question. Right, let's finish off with the poll. Okay, so the poll is now closed. Hopefully in the very near distant future, you should see the result come up. And all I would say is that we've had a number of polls in this country that have often come up very, very close. And this one has been no exception, in that should cushions be put on a bed during the day, 53% said no, 47% said yes. So yeah, that's absolutely definitive. Not really. It's kind of 50-50. And again, it would have been interesting to find out if that was men or ladies.
Sarah, which way did you vote?
But definitely
cushions are winning.
No cushions.
No, sorry, Sarah, cushions are not winning.
No cushions on the bed. I have won this week's poll. As always, we thank you ever so much for watching, for listening. I'll change this into a podcast if you want to listen to it audioly as well. Audioly, that's a new word. It'll be on the YouTube channel in the not too distant future as well. Do remember to sign up to Patreon if you can do that. Lots of classes on there as well.
Don't forget, Dot's recipe for Monday coming up is on the event. Full ingredients list there. Basically, lemon, self-raising flour, castor sugar, granulated sugar. If you have those things, you're pretty much set.
Yeah, and be prepared. Chop everything up, weigh everything. That's what we suggest, and we'll go live at 8 o'clock on Monday for that. The following Monday is Zoe's Ladies Following Workshop. The following Monday after that, which is the 25th, excuse me, is all about lead and male styling. Okay, so we'll have some fun with that. And both of those are done via Zoom. If you do want to book onto those, then do PM me or send me an email at dancesrocklive.com.
Brilliant. So have an amazing bank holiday weekend. Hope you're doing lots of... One thing we didn't ask is anybody doing anything for VE Day?
Yes.
Whatever you're doing, if you are having a fantastic day tomorrow, enjoy the bank holiday, enjoy the nice weather. We're going to have a barbecue, I think.
Yeah, veggie barbecue.
And yeah, enjoy yourselves. Stay safe, and we'll see you again soon.
And keep smiling. Stay safe. Adios.
Bye.